It is a margarita episode. I squeezed too many limes. So I have lime juice to use up, and watermelon and jalapenos. It's very good though. Oh, you know what? I have the wrong camera going. I forgot to put my good camera on. Does it really matter? Probably not. I don't have anything to show you guys. How are you, Irene? Ginger ale? Yeah, I have also Diet Cherry 7-Up because that's my regular poison. I'm that person that when I do order a drink out, I always get like the side of whatever. Yes, I would like an Amaretto Sour with also a Diet Coke, please. Good week? Nice. Last week wasn't good, right? It was, right, yeah. It was an all right week here. I feel stressed out this week. I'm sorry. Hi, Tammy. Oh, I'm glad it was better this week, Irene. Yeah, I didn't have a bad week. I just, kind of stressful. Work came back in. So I had some work again this week. So, but it's been really busy too. So maybe that's partially why the, my computer's like binging at me about my package that was delivered 6 hours ago, whatever. And the second package that was delivered. You know, every once in a while, the internet algorithms get a little bit much. Been a decent week. Glad to hear it, Tammy. Things here have just been busy with the garden. Like harvest is coming in, so my kitchen is a mess because there's just vegetables everywhere. So tomorrow I have to mill tomatoes. Either of you guys can or garden? This, by the way, I don't know if you guys watch Chevy, but this was the spicy watermelon margarita in the beginning of her last episode. Oh, butternut squash. Yum. It's good stuff. You garden a little? Nice. We've got a pretty big garden. Oh, we have the other YouTube channel that's about the gardening and stuff, and canning, and just the yard and chickens, and Dave's always doing something. The lighting is such that I look like I have the deepest crease in the world right here, and I really don't, but whatever. I have acorn squash. Nice. We don't have any winter squash this year. We're supposed to be doing keto, so we're not really supposed to be eating it. So, you know, I haven't really been getting it. We didn't grow any tomatoes and green beans. Oh my God, the beans. We have so many tomatoes and beans. And I think beans the worst thing in the garden to try to clean. And because they're kind of fuzzy and everything sticks to them. And we use like wood chips, and sometimes Dave puts like the grass clippings and stuff in the rows to keep down the weeds. And then the beans get on them, and and then everything sticks to them. And when you got 75,000 beans, it's a real pain in the butt to pull all the individual things off of it. I mean, you can put them in the sink and like soak them and squish them around, but it's me and one single solitary. Oh, must be Irene. You're the hardcore OG Irene. Yeah, so tomorrow, tomato milling. We've got a gazillion peppers, so Dave wants to make pepper jelly and pepper blueberry jelly and maybe some pepper relish. So that'll be interesting. We've made pepper jelly before. It's delicious. It's a great appetizer. You just basically put like cream cheese, put out a block of cream cheese. Well, you know what? Yeah, you and me both. I tell you. But yeah, if you haven't had pepper jelly, you just put it out a block of cream cheese and you pour the jelly over it basically. Because it's kind of a, I mean, you don't want it to be soupy, but you know, yeah, yeah. Well, the peppers that we grew are purple. So Dave wanted to kind of make sure that he got a good purple jelly, pepper jelly. So he was looking up recipes and he found a pepper blueberry jelly. So we thought that would be fun. And the one without the blueberries might be purple too. I don't know because these particular peppers stay purple when you cook them. They're like a light lavender. They almost, when you cook them, they almost look like a cooked red onion. But yeah, I don't know if he's planning on having it be hot or not, or if it's going to be sweet. Well, they're all sweet, but you know, you have hot ones too, hot pepper jelly. But yeah, just pour that over some cream cheese and put up crackers, and it's always gone at the end of a party. People love it. So yeah, it's been a busy week here too. My good little nails group has been really, really busy because next week all the fall nails come out. Yeah, craziness. I can't believe I forgot to set up the good camera. Making you hungry. Sorry, Irene. But yeah, and then tomatoes. I mill them all down so that you get like basically the tomato juice. And then I freeze it until I have all of it done for the whole season. And then I can it, you know, cook it down and can it. It takes a long time to pressure can tomatoes. Well, I mean, long time. I find like pressure canning something 45 minutes. You want to try my nails? They're super fun. Mine right now are, it's a glitter purple to pink, and then there's stripes and stars. I just did that one tonight. I was having fun. I needed a new one. They're super fun. Irene, down in the description box is email. You can email me. I can either send you a sample, which is just like a couple nails. Actually, they say they call it doing the Color Street Challenge, and they tell you to put on the 2 Color Street nails and then paint the rest of your nails and then see how they wear over a week so that you can kind of compare. I didn't do that. I just bought some and whatever. But I can either send you some samples and you can do that, or I can just send you the link to my website and you can shop. Although they're kind of low on stock right now because of the release next week. Like they've been putting a lot of their resources towards getting the fall lines ready so that there's enough so that when they release it, like they don't sell out in 20 minutes. You know, that's been happening. So, yeah. But there's an email down in the description box. I tried to edit it before this time so that it would be there. And just shoot me an email with your mailing address and I'll send you out. Or, yeah, well, I'll do both. I'll send you out a sample and then I'll just send you my link. You can tell I'm just like, this has just been a long week. I'm just glad it's over. So whatever, I'm just giving this shit away. I actually am. Tomorrow I'm giving away like 3 full sets in my VIP, my little Facebook VIP group. I have fun in there. It's fun. I put up fun pictures and I don't know. I'm not a particularly girly person. So, you know, it's kind of fun occasionally to have like one thing. that I'm girly over, and I guess it's these nails. I've never been a big nail person, but I've been taking care of them. They're starting to get a little stronger and a little longer. I think that hard as hoof stuff there that I think I showed that last week. Stuff works good. So, oh, you don't do Facebook? Well, that's too bad. In order to run the specials, they have to be private. You can't like publicly offer like sales and specials. I'm not sure what that's about. Like publicly, they want you to be charging the same thing. Like that's like with like retired sets that were really popular. You can go on eBay and find them for like $50 a set, which is just crazy, you know? And, you know, at Color Street, you're not supposed to do that when you sell them. You're supposed to sell them for what, you know, Color Street sells them for. But if you want to do sales or something or giveaways, then they want you to do it in a private setting. Yeah. Yeah, it works good. I put the link to that stuff in the last week's video too, that hard as hoof. I went back a day or two later because a couple people had mentioned it to me. So I put the link in there. It's an affiliate link. So if you click it, it doesn't cost you anymore, but I know I might get a penny from Amazon, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what they give you, but yeah, so that's been good. What else have I been doing? Oh my God, do you guys watch This Is Us? So I had watched like the first and second season when they came out or shortly thereafter. Cause I want to say that, well, maybe I had to wait. Oh, you got Happy at Hobby Lobby. Fun. Yeah, I've been seeing everybody's yarn hauls and stuff. Like I just don't need any yarn. I haven't been watching yarn hauls at all because it enables me, and then I feel like I need to buy yarn and I don't need to buy yarn. So you watched the first season? Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons and then I kind of just got behind, and then I was talking with a friend last weekend, and she was saying I need a show to watch, and I said, well, I assume you've seen This Is Us, and she said, no, I haven't, and I said, oh my God. And so then in the course of trying to send her information about it, the first episode started playing again, like on my laptop while I was in here working, and immediately I was sucked back in. So I have been completely immersed. If I'm not working this week, I've been completely immersed in This Is Us. So I love that show. What about you guys? Hello to whoever it is that's here anyways. I know Irene is here. Tammy's here. About all yarn hauls. Yeah, it's like I've done yarn hauls and I know people love them. I enjoy a good yarn haul to see it. It's pretty, but I also know that it just makes me want to buy more yarn, and I just no. Like no. Yeah, I don't need yarn either. And really, honestly, oh my gosh, the organizing of this room last weekend made very clear to me how little I need any yarn. Like, seriously, guys. But like, good news, my the room is finally finished. So that's fabulous. I would say, well, there's like a tiny bit of stuff that's like the last little bits that still need to find homes. But yeah, I think it's pretty close to good. The fabric took days to organize. No to the yarn too. Well, you know what I mean? I have too much. It's kind of gluttonous how much I have at this point. And that's just ridiculous because I have too many other crafts. You know, if I only did one craft, then I would have the wall. You know what I mean? But I don't. So I feel like that's not, financially smart at this point. I think I'm like, I got a good grasp on how much stuff I have last weekend, and I was a little bit horrified. So, but yeah, I am happy with it. I think it's going to work out really well. I haven't had a chance to start working yet because it's just been a busy week with everything. And then work actually came in again, like my real work. So I didn't have the time to just come up here and make bags. But tomorrow we're going to dig up potatoes for the first time. So I'm excited about that because that looks like it's going to be fun to see what kind of harvest we got on potatoes. And do some of that, like I said, the milling and to get ready for canning. I might help Dave cut up some of the peppers or something. I'm not sure 100%. So I've got stuff to do tomorrow, but I think Sunday I'll be back in here sewing again, which will be really nice. So it took a long time, but well, I say a long time. I mean, it took a week and a half to 2 weeks, which isn't that bad considering I, moved shelves and painted walls and patched, nail holes and all that kind of stuff. But it's a long time when it's your craft space. You lose your zen. So again, guys, I'm sorry I forgot to hook up the good camera. Hey, Chris, how are you? I didn't think you were going to make it tonight. And chickens are good. Although, they've been wicked loud and bitchy. Like, we go into the bathroom and I can hear them. They're like, wah! And they're so loud. Sorry, I'm eating chip. Sorry. And what's going on is one of the Morans is broody. And all of the chickens like to lay their eggs in the same nesting box. Tacos for Dave, right? I think he's downstairs making French toast because we have bread in the house. So he's probably going to use up some of the menopause for chickens, right? Use up some of our maple syrup. Dave tapped our maple trees a couple years ago and made syrup. And because we were doing keto, we have like a gallon of syrup left. So I think he's going to make more next year, he said. But who knows what's going to be going on in the world. So we have the best eggs. Our eggs are pretty good. But yeah, so we have 3 nesting boxes in the chicken coop, but all of the chickens always want to go in the same nesting box. It's just the way it is. And they try to get in there together sometimes, and then there are eggs that get broken and it's a mess. But so we have one Moran who is broody, which means she wants to hatch eggs, but we don't have a rooster, so that's not going to happen. And so she just sits on the eggs all the time, but it pisses off all the other chickens because they want to get in there and lay. So they're like squawking at her because they're uncomfortable. And I can hear them in the house telling her off. Oh my God, it's so funny. But Dave goes out to get the eggs and she just sits there. He like pets her while he's like rooting around under there to get the eggs out. And he leaves one in there for her just because, like, oh, poor little mama. But we don't want a rooster. So I don't want the problems that come with it, like having to worry about getting like basically saddles for the chickens so that they don't. Yeah, I said that to him and he was like, I don't know, like, what's the problem? But I know that they tell you to like separate that one. And so I don't know, he might have to, but she's done this a couple of times and it seems like she gets broody for a couple days and then she's done without us having to take steps. So I think he's probably going to see if that happens again. But yeah, it's been a couple days, so hopefully she'll stop. But yeah, the other ones out there, you can hear them. So the lives of chickens, But yeah, I don't want, like, I don't know if, and people that don't have chickens wouldn't know, but like roosters can be aggressive when they're like with the chickens. And they have these like talons and they like grab onto the backs of the chickens and the chickens can like have their feathers torn out and they get raw and, their skin gets, oh, it's bad. I'm waiting for ours to molt. They haven't molted yet. And so I'm assuming they will. Maybe this fall. So, I don't know. Tired of tacos, yep. So yeah, that's life with the chickens. They're good. Way too many chickens and roosters. Yeah. Like, I don't want a ton. I think what we have is good. I mean, we can't keep up with how much eggs. We have 7 chickens and we can't keep up with the amount of eggs that they give us. I'm constantly giving away 3 dozen eggs at a time to, oh, my daughter's coming. Okay, I'll give her 3 dozen eggs. Oh, I think I gave my mother like 4 or 5 dozen eggs one week. And we still had like 3 left. So they just, they lay. They lay a lot. Dave actually tracks it. He also has been tracking all of our garden harvest and stuff. I think he told me the other day we had like 10 pounds of broccoli. I don't even know how many pounds of cauliflower. We had a lot of cauliflower. Time to make custard, right? Well, we heard about this thing you can do where you separate the yolk from the white, and then you put the yolk like, oh, let me start again. All right. You get salt, you put it in a container, and then you make little like divots in the salt, and then you separate an egg and you put the yolk in the salt and you just let it set there. And it dries. And then you can use it as a cheese alternative, like grate it. I don't know. Like, that to me is a little suspect. But Dave is all about trying it. So I think at some point he wants to do that. But I have to laugh because our little girls out there, Gilda and Phyllis, the crazy haired ones, they're teeny, and they have like little teeny, like, well, teeny eggs. They're small eggs, but the yolks in them are huge. They have some of the biggest yolks of all the eggs, and there's like almost no whites because the eggs are so small. Spurred before? Oh yeah, I've always heard, and I was like, I'm not interested in having the rooster attack me at all. So that's a trade-off, the rooster protects them. So we can't let them out the way we could if we had a rooster. Although, it's not like the bobcat can't come and take the rooster. We had a bear come through the yard was it last weekend? It was a big bear, big black bear. Came walking down the back past the garden, and Dave saw it, and then it kind of walked into the woods, and then so we weren't sure if it was gone. So I just kept kind of gazing out the window because I was doing dishes, and he came back out and headed right for the blueberries. And the chickens were going apeshit. Just absolute freaking pandemonium in the chicken coop. He was, and I mean, he's like 30 feet, 40 feet, or maybe even 50 feet away from the chickens and paying zero attention to them. Couldn't have cared less. He was one of those berries. So Dave went out on the back porch and he was trying to get a video of him as he was saying, go away, bear, and just being loud. But it was behind the blueberry bushes, and that's a weird place because of like shadows and stuff. So you couldn't really see him on the film, but it got really skittish and took off, which is good. You want them to be skittish, So I haven't seen it again, but it was a good size black bear. So, we certainly got stuff. Dave actually got a trap camera out there to see, because something was digging. And at the base of the chicken coop. And I mean, we have the wire comes down, and then I think he said it goes like 2 or 3 feet. So, I mean, nothing's getting in there. Yeah, bears from afar. We had one in our campsite one time, and it was max 8 feet away from me. It was scary shit, man. We were sitting and it was dark, and we had a fire going, and we were camping with friends, like a group of friends, and some of them got there late, and so they hadn't eaten. So we were like cooking ribs at like 10 o'clock on the grill, and we had a fire going, and one of the guys that was there, yeah, and it was raccoons, Irene, that was digging. Dave bought a trap camera and took film, and it was 2 raccoons. We had a little chubby guy and a little skinny guy. But they haven't seemed to come around recently. I think they tried for several days and couldn't get in and just took off. But yeah, so one of the guys we were with turned. It was actually my girlfriend, her husband. She and I were the only ones sitting at the fire, and he turned to like stand next to her, and he saw it, and he was like, "Guys, don't freak out, but there's a bear right over there." And I was like, "Shut up. You're camping with your friends, everybody's drinking a little bit, shut up." And he was like, "No." And Megan is my girlfriend. She actually was like, "No, really, he wouldn't say that." And just as she said that, to be like, "No, he wouldn't joke about that," I turned, and it was literally like, it was between 6 and 8 feet away from me. It was so scary because I was sitting here and there was a tent like right here, and it walked from behind the tent. So it was a Hello, Sandy. So it was a tent like debt away from me. Ah! And so I stood up real quick and so my girlfriend's husband was like, don't, just be cool. Okay. And then all of them, he grabs knives and he's gonna like wrestle the bear. He's got like knives and he like flipped them so that like the blade was down his arm and he's like doing this crap. Oh my God. And then then my husband is like walking at it, going, go away, bear. And I'm like, would you stop walking at the fucking bear? Pardon my French. Oops. I dropped the F bomb. Anyways, and then the only other friend we had there grabbed a pot and a spoon and banged it and it ran away. But let me tell you, I hate to cuddle. And Dave tells everybody that was the one night of our relationship, 15 years, that I was into cuddling. Julia's been watching This Is Us this week, and the two of us have been sending each other voice messages about, oh my God, can you believe this one? Yeah, I lived at Lake Tahoe. Big chickens. Yeah, really. If they're skittish, you're good. It's when they're not skittish that you might have a problem. We had a big black bear in the yard last week, and as soon as my husband went out, as soon as Dave went out and made noise, he took off. He didn't like it, so that was good. But we see them in our area. It's pretty wooded. Yeah, so we've had several bear encounters, but that one camping, that was the rough one. And we went back to the ranger station to say, hey, there was a bear in our sight. And this is a road. Okay, so this is in New Hampshire and it's in like the White Mountains. And so it's just a road and you can camp. There are campsites off the sides of the road, but it's an actual camp. Yeah, they're babies. Exactly. Tori actually coming home one day saw a mother with two babies on the side of the road. She stopped and she like got a picture and then she was like, and I'm leaving now. But so we went to the ranger station and he was like, oh yeah, next week bear season opens. So that the hunters come out and they bait the road with donuts. They hang bags of donuts. And I'm like, oh, that's great. So why are you guys like having campers come? Ridiculousness. But yeah, so there was no like solo trips to go tinkle that weekend. There was a lot of, hey, how do you do? Let me watch you pee. Because nobody wanted to go out by themselves. Well, the guys were all, they were all tough and but they also didn't like it. They were full of crap if they said they weren't like skeeved out. Yeah, they're babies. We sometimes have trouble up here because they in like some of the campgrounds, because they get used to the trash, like people leaving their trash around, which is a problem. Like I can't remember if it's the National Forest campgrounds, but like they have problems. They get like bears get stuck in the dumpsters, and then you've got like a really ticked off, like scared and angry bear that's like super aggressive, and they've got to like get it out of the dumpster. So they get like really upset when you go to throw your trash out and stuff, that if you don't follow the rules, if you don't close the dumpsters, if you're not supposed to wash your dishes like at the water spigots that are around, because that leaves like food smells and stuff and brings them into the campground. And so, you have to be just cautious. I mean, thank goodness they're not brown bears. Like the idea of seeing like a grizzly. Hi, Deborah. How are you? The thought of seeing a grizzly bear is like terrifying to me. They are so scary. I think they're some of the scariest animals on earth. Grizzly bears. Polar bears too, but like I'm not ever worried about seeing a polar bear. Oh yeah, came in the doggy door. Oh my God, could you even imagine? That would be horrifying. Oh, the panic that would ensue. You're not still in Lake Tahoe, are you, Sandy? trashed the house. Yeah, that happened here. I think was it last year or the year before? There was an elderly woman and it got in and it just all over the her kitchen. It got stuck in her kitchen. It couldn't get out, but it destroyed her kitchen. Fine on camera on YouTube. Yeah, I'm okay with them over there. 27 years ago. I bet it was beautiful though. I'm really lucky where I live, honestly. I mean, I don't think people appreciate where they live enough most of the time. The difficult thing about being here is like autumn is my favorite season, and the leaves here are amazing. I mean, people come from all over the world to see foliage here, and it's crazy gorgeous. But because there are people everywhere, like it sucks to go anywhere. Yeah, loved it. I bet. So pretty. There's a bunch of national parks out west that we would love to go and see. And I tell you, people should definitely visit Acadia in Maine. National Park is gorgeous. You have the opportunity. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's like a 5 or 6 hour drive for us from here. So, I mean, it's still a little bit of a haul, but, you know, still get there. We've gone camping there a couple times. Some of the best pictures I've ever taken in my life, I took up there. Just beautiful. And of course, if you like, seafood, lobster, you can get a lobster. But that's Mass, not Maine. Maine, you got some ayats. Yeah. Well, I would be hard pressed to move from somewhere like that, I think. Although I say that, but I mean, there are some times where I think I would like to leave New Hampshire, but I don't know. Like, I think it's because I haven't had a chance to see a lot of it. Like, I've never seen the desert. I think it looks like it would be amazing. But I don't, I've never been there. So like, I guess it's like the attraction of the unknown. But what I have here is very nice. It's beautiful. I'm like an hour from Boston. I'm in 45 minutes to an hour to the beach, to the ocean, and an hour to the mountains. That's not so bad. Oh, fell in love. Yeah, that happens. These pesky men come and mess up all our plans. I had gone to college when I met Dave. I did not go to college. I got married in high school. I was not pregnant. I just got married because I was dumb. It can be ideal, but it also means that we get a lot of tourists. And so when you most want to go see the things around you, it can be a real bummer to try to get anywhere or go anywhere. And it's always super busy. And this year I'm reading stories that the towns up there are just like in the White Mountain National Forest up there, they're just struggling because there's just been this influx of people that don't normally use it. In Oregon. Yeah, beach mountains you've got desert. See, I don't have desert. I think that would be amazing. But I don't know. I'm probably like an hour. I say an hour and a half. And that's the other thing, New England. I think there are other places in the country too. We give directions in time. We don't say it's so many miles. We say it's so many. And to Mass twice on school field trips and York Beach a few times. Other than that, I stay home. Yeah, York is pretty. York is pretty. But yeah, up north, they're having to have like emergency meetings because there were so many people flooding in and people are not like respecting the nature. Only one two-lane road all the way around. Yeah, forever to get anywhere. And it ruins it, but at the same time, I recognize I can go up there anytime I want. But at the time that it's most glorious is the time that like, by the end of the day, I'm just like, oh my God, I don't even want to live here anymore. But it is what it is. And then we went to Myrtle Beach for a work trip several years ago. And oh my God, was that fun. But we drove back on the Blue Ridge Parkway or something. And somebody had said to us, "Oh, you're so lucky. Our foliage like is in high season." And we were like, "Oh, cool." And we went out and I was like, wow, I understand why people come up where we are, because high season was like a week past prime up here. And I thought, I guess I'd never realized how vibrant the colors really are, but they are. And I didn't know it until I went somewhere else. However, I saw my first cotton field on that drive and I thought that was amazing. No, I think that was, gosh, who was that? Pamela? Pamela was adoring crochet. Do I have that right? It might have been her. I did the decrease. Yeah, Pamela. I did the decrease tutorial and then the original, but I guess Sabrina did an original one too. I haven't, I went to hers briefly, and mostly because I was looking, she had like in her description box, she had it written out a couple different ways. I'm having, for those of you who were not here earlier, this is a spicy watermelon margarita that I decided to try after I watched Chevy Rell's last podcast because it looked delicious. It's pretty good. I am drinking, I just told you, a spicy watermelon margarita. I will say that I made one the other day and it was so good. Okay, so I don't have a muddler. How is it I don't have a muddler? Like, that's insane. I have an entire bar set up, but no muddler. So I just like crushed it up, but you like crush up some couple of chunks of watermelon and then jalapeno slices. And she said if you just want a kiss of spice, just float them. Well, I thought, I'll give it a go. So I like mashed up 2 of them. My lips were on fire for like 3 hours, but it was good. It was tasty. And so I figured tonight what I would do is I would put just 1 jalapeno and slice, thick jalapeno slice, and the chunks of, yeah, it's margarita nut, y'all. The chunks of watermelon. And then I took my immersion blender and zipped that into like liquid. And then I added that into the tequila and the simple syrup and stuff and did it that way. So here's what I find. It's easier to drink, but the chunks of watermelon soaking in tequila that were at the end of the drink the last time were really good. And they were also super spicy. So, just make it you playing while I'm making it. All right, sounds good. Normally, I'm not a margarita girl. I like amaretto sours, but I also like mezcal. We drank so much mezcal when we went to Mexico. And they do it down there. What they do is mezcal, for those who don't know, it is a tequila, but it's smoked. So it has this smoky flavor. And so they give you a shot, and the shot glasses are enormous down there. And then they take a slice of orange and they put cinnamon on it. And so then you shoot the smoky mezcal and then you suck on the orange with the cinnamon on it. Oh my God, it is delicious. By the end of the 2 weeks, they were bringing us like 4 shots at a time with our other beverages. Dave drinks Captain and Cokes, and I had amaretto sours every time. So they'd be like, here would come our little waitress. We were just luscious. It was great. Simple rum and Coke. Yeah, that's Dave. He's a Captain and Coke dude. So yeah. But I squeezed like a gazillion limes to get the lime juice to make these. And I bought a half a watermelon, so I've got extras. So I figured I would have one this evening. It's been a long week, so I'm celebrating the end of a long week. And getting ready for a weekend. Look at guys, it's a little warm. My glasses are actually like fogged up off my head. But yeah, so end of a long week and the beginning of a busy weekend with canning, jelly making. What do you guys have going on this weekend? Anything good? I've gotten no crochet done again as well. Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker, so every once in a while I'll get a bee in my bonnet and I'll get the stuff to make one. But this means, guys, that I went into a store, like physically into a store, for the first time since March 13th. Nothing good. Nothing good this weekend? Oh, that's a bummer. But yeah, guys, so I went into the grocery store because they told me they didn't have watermelon, and I didn't believe them. So I went in, and then I went into the liquor store. Oh, bread and butter pickles. You know, I have never found a recipe for bread and butter pickles that came out great. And I think I just overprocess my pickles, and they always end up like mushy and mucky, and then I throw them away because that grosses me off. Oh, taking the weekend off to visit with family. Are they coming to you, or are you going to them? Broth need to make. Oh yeah, the broth. Cleaning and toting the sun, hither and yon. Cleaning, yeah. Oh, I got a new steam mop. I'm excited about that. You going to them? Do you have to go to Fargo? Fargo. I swear it's not. It's only one drink. Do you have far to go? I make cinnamon pickles. Deborah, have you ever made those? With red hots? They're delicious. And they're crazy texture because you soak them in lime first. And then I get paranoid because of the lime. So then I like way over soak them. Oh, 2 hours. That's not too bad. I thought I was going to see Tori today. She's not here tonight. Oh, send my poor kidlet good wishes, guys. Her apartment building got bought, and in like within 48 hours, he like raised her rent by $125 a month, and basically said, "I'm no longer going to include your electric in your rent." And now she's a month to month. He's just not honoring her lease or any lease for anybody that was in the building. So she's a little nervous, and they're price gouging around here terrible right now. I mean, we're looking at, you know, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment that's less than 750 square feet for $1,800 a month. I mean, that's just insanity, you know? So she's feeling housing insecure. Sounds good. It's delicious. It really is. And it's funny because I'm talking to Deborah here, the cinnamon pickles. The recipe I found, I think it was from like 1930, maybe. And I was so surprised that they had red hots back then. But yeah, it was right in there. But it's because it was old, they soak it in lime and you get like super crispy. Oh, thanks, Irene. Yeah, it's just, I feel so bad for anybody trying to find housing right now. And it is crazy seller's market as well. My sister put her house on the market, and within like days, like couple days, she had 9 offers, and they finally settled on a cash offer, $20,000 over the listing price, like asking price. And the person who bought it was like, "You can set the closing date as long as we can move before it snows. We don't even care." Excuse me? What? Like, that's crazy. But everything, it goes on the market, it's gone. Goes on the market, it's gone. I just don't even understand it. And I think it's because a lot of people are like losing homes and stuff, and investors are coming in and snapping up. But at the same time, people who are legitimately just were trying to sell. And so it sold really fast. They didn't, have a place, and they were going to move to Maine, but now they're going to stay. So they found a place not a little bit further away than she was. She was just like, I don't know, 25 minutes from me before. Now she's probably like 35 minutes. They will be. And they're actually closing on Tori's birthday next month, the 23rd. And we're having 7 or 8 trees downed in our front yard. We have a electrical pole halfway from the street to our house, and then the wire runs up. So we own that pole because our house is so far back from the road. Oh my gosh, guys. And there's like trees that are all dead. There's cherries and ashes, and they're all around that line. So Dave can't drop them. So we have to hire people to come. And they already came out and looked, and we had a couple people look, and they have to come out with bucket trucks, and it's going to be a thing. But we're going to have hella wood chips for around the yard. So that's pretty sweet. you know, plenty of mulch. I think that was a piece of jalapeno. I'm sorry. It's getting very spicy at the bottom. So what's everybody working on anyways? Irene, you said you started crocheting again. What are you working on? Is anybody crocheting anything in particular? Oh, Sandy, I saw your video. I commented your virus. What I didn't catch is if it was a shawl or a blanket. You made of something with the virus stitch. Isn't that beautiful? It was great. Mulch is wicked expensive if you have to buy it. It's crazy. Yes, we know. And actually, they're going to chip anything up to about 9 or 10 inches around. Anything over that, they're going to buck into 12-foot lengths and leave it. They're leaving all the wood. We have a bunch of cherries, I think 3 or 4 cherries coming down, and we have an enormous ash tree. I mean, it's like huge, guys. It is huge. Oh, yeah, I know, Chris. Everybody send Chris, like, good juju. She's going through some shiznit. Making a granny square blanket. Pentagon virus Afghan. Okay, fiber spider. I made a shawl, virus shawl. I think it's in my bedroom. And I made a virus poncho for a girlfriend. And I love that stitch. On a blanket and some scrunchies. Yeah, I worked for about 20 minutes on my hag shawl last night, and that's all I've done, like, all week long. Adventure blanket for Sandy. Crochet. Yeah. I have not. I also haven't had a chance to watch anybody's videos. I've been feeling bad about it. I was actually telling my girlfriend, I was talking to her tonight because I'm like, I'm just pooped between the Etsy, like dealing with the Etsy shop, and I know nothing's gone up, which by hi Diana. New bath rug. Oh, that sounds fun. But like behind the scenes, like writing up all the labels for all the yarn that has to be listed and all that kind of stuff, and getting pictures done, and then all of the organizing in here, and then the Color Street nails and all that craziness. And Sandy, I'm going to send you those, by the way. I almost forgot, but I have them written on my whiteboard. It's just been like crazy busy. But I think next weekend after the fall Color Street releases. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you. I'm going to take next weekend off. Half shirt made. Oh, half a shirt. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Half a shirt. I still have the same zipper bag pieces sitting right here on top of my sewing machine waiting. Sorry for the bad camera again, guys. I forgot to set up my good camera. I had everything all set up and then realized after I started that, why does this look so much worse than last week? And it's because the good camera's up there. It's Friday. What are you going to do? So, yeah, so it's been crazy. No crochet. No sewing. Cheers! Mine's almost gone, but cheers! I've got a couple of chunks of watermelon in there. Those will be good. True Boo yarn. I have not tried True Boo yarn. I haven't tried bamboo yarn in general. I think I might have 1 or 2 skeins of bamboo yarn in this mountain of yarn over here. But I have not actually worked with any of it. Have you tried it yet, Sandra? You've heard it split. I have no idea. Has anybody else tried True Blue? Not True Blue. True Boo. I don't know if it splits. I bought new, got a skein today to try. Good night, Irene. You have a good night. Have a great week. I'm glad to hear this week was better than last. Kubu. Oh, Kobu. True or Kobu. Kubu. Now I'm going to not be able to say it. Kobu. Soft and shiny. Thank you, Irene. I got new Waltron yarn, and I never did show it to you guys, and I think I actually put it away now, so I don't know where it is. Well, it's over there. It's really pretty, guys. Kobu, true boo, boo-hoo, yeah! You made a shawl with it? Tammy made a shawl with it, Sandra. Choo-choo! Sandy, I have a feeling that if you and I had several adult beverages and got on Zoom, it would be a good time. Hey, Granny D! How are you? True boo. We would rock the world. We would have a good time. I am good. I am good. It's the end of a long week, so I'm good. Lots of canning coming up and such. But I'm determined I'm going to make it back into this craft room on Sunday and get some stuff done. So I'll have to give you guys a video soon of what it looks like now that I changed it all up. Okay, it's split, guys. Tammy is saying it's split. Am I going to rock the pressure canner? Well, yeah, we're going to have to. Although Dave tried to do some beans last weekend and they didn't seal. He thinks he didn't screw down tight enough. And I always screw down finger tight, but I go pretty finger tight. And then I come back a quarter turn. He just didn't, he didn't tighten it down enough. So he's pretty sure that's why. But he did like six pints or 5 pints, and 3 of them didn't seal. And so we're going to open the other 2 and just eat them, because that makes us both a little bit nervous. You can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But and the other thing too is, okay, so here, maybe one of you guys know. I've seen some videos knitting with both of the boos. See, Granny D loves the boos. True boo, coo boo, boo hoo. Ball band says to use G 4mm. Well, you guys were reading this too. You don't need me to read it to you. Oh, having trouble with the lids. Well, I'll have to double check. Yeah, he thinks that it was that, but I don't know. The problem that I have is, okay, the videos that I watch, people like, because I don't have the gauge. I love my boos too. I have just the weights. And everybody says, okay, it has to rock. But I've seen some people say, like, it should rock like 3 times a minute, like really gentle. And then I've seen like, okay, well, Dave had it rocking. And it was hissing. And so I don't know if he was cooking it too hard. And that's where I get confused. Like, how much rocking does there have to be? And do I really have to stand my ass at the stove for 45 minutes watching to make sure it does 3 rocks every minute? And if it doesn't, I have to start again. Like, I find that shit to be confusing about pressure canning. I am all about water bath canning. I have no problems. But pressure canning, I'm always afraid I'm going to kill somebody. Different kind of booze is good sometimes. I also have my diet cherry 7-Up. Do any of you guys know about the rocking with the weights? No? I don't know. And all the videos I see, people like don't go into that part of it. It's all like the prepping stuff, and then, making sure that you let it basically steam for 10 minutes before you start the weights, put the weights on and start the time. I don't know. I know nothing. Yeah, we're going to make some stuff. And we've canned before. It's a Presto, just weights. Tammy's a no too. You just need a gentle rock. Okay, so Deborah. Canning Rebel. I'm gonna write that down. Oh look, guys, something new. Look it. I have put up one of my rods behind my thing for things, tools. Canning Rebel. Oh, probably shouldn't write on that. Canning Rebel on Facebook. Oh, you have clips on your Instagram of your rocking? All right. I'll have to go look at your Instagram. We had so many peppers the other day. It was kind of insane. There had to have been like 30 peppers. Dave's going to go out again tomorrow. Oh my God. Chris, we tried the, Chris lives near enough that she actually came and got some of our extra starts this year. So those Crimson Lee peppers, the long ones that get red, like we're going to make paprika. So we're going to smoke them and make paprika out of them. But we got one up fresh for a salad. Woo! That was spicy. Crimson Lee peppers are a little spicy. Just be aware. Hello, my love. I am jibber jabbering. You spilled maple syrup on the floor. I'll clean up tomorrow, babe. I see. Hello, Julie. You might be ahead of me. So no spoiler alerts. Yes, Dave made maple syrup a couple years ago, and so he very rarely does he get to eat it because we're supposed to be eating keto, but we have not been. It's a bit sticky. It's all sticky. That's hysterical. I can't believe you spilled it on the floor. Oh, our floor, we have this hexagonal ceramic tile, or I don't even know if it's ceramic, it's tile, but the people that lived here installed it. Guys, like the grout, I've been here like 6 years. And I didn't even notice until like 3 weeks ago that the grout on one side of my kitchen is like reasonably sized. And by the time you get to the other side of my kitchen, there's like a half an inch of grout between the freaking tiles. Oh my gosh, it's such a pain. French toast and bacon ready for a snack later. Thank you. Oh, Chris, if you would video your rock, I would appreciate it hugely. You can send it to me. So I was saying earlier, for those that might not have caught it, Julie and I have both been watching This Is Us this week, and we have been sharing messages about our excitement and grief over the show and what's going on with all the characters. Love that show. I'm on the Thanksgiving one, season 3, like episode 7 or something. Binging. Yes, watching, binging. I said that earlier, that if I wasn't working this week, I totally have been like super binging. Binging, yes. It's okay, it happens, whatever. I'm super excited because the Great British Bake Off is supposedly they are filming again over there across the pond. So that's good. So guys, I'm going to have some French toast, which is not supposed to be on keto. We have not eaten keto in like 3 weeks at this point. I've like almost completely given up, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but I have to get my brain around it, you know? Extra charge for delivery. Oh no, not a real life issue. Just Jack, you know? Poor Julie. She just learned about this show a week ago. So that tells you how much we've been binging. We started watching it again last week. I am drinking. I have so much lime juice and watermelon. Well, mostly lime juice. Watermelon's almost gone because I made a salad. Squeezed that I figured, well, I'm not going to waste it. I also bought a whole bottle of tequila because we didn't have any. All I had was mezcal. French toast, right? So good. I like breakfast food for dinner too. We have breakfast for dinner, I'd say once every week and a half. French toast. You got to have the good maple syrup though. We're lucky. Well, I'm lucky. Dave made some. We have like a gallon of it downstairs. But I know there's a lot of people in different places in the country that have never even tried like real maple syrup. And it's so different from every Sunday night, right? Like I think I should do that. I should just set a set schedule. How long is that going to take? Everybody loves pancakes, right? Right. I like waffles. I like waffles and I like French toast. Pancakes are like third for me. Oh my gosh, Sandy, I would be nuts. I'd be having lots of cocktails at that point. Pancakes are good. Yes. How is Paul doing? Is he feeling okay? Goodness knows, been since March. I have never had a buckwheat pancake in my life. Julie, where's the husband? Where you said he was going out of town. Where is he going? French toast number one. This is making me think. I watch pancakes. Oh, they too like. Oh, well, you're in our thoughts, guys. Pancakes. Are they just too like dense? I'm one of those people that I don't have a problem with most foods, but if I do have a problem with the food, it's normally because of the texture of it in my mouth, like the mouth feel of it. Like sometimes I struggle with like custards and stuff because no, not so much. Don't have a problem with Waltons. And Dave, Alton Brown's French toast, case closed. That is Dave's number one French toast in the world. Although I will say we use Alton Brown's turkey recipe every Thanksgiving and have for probably 10 years. Oh, how hot, huh? I'm ready to be done with the hot for the year, honestly. And it's funny, I went out a couple nights ago, was walking a package out to the mailbox, and on the way back, it was like I could smell fall was coming. Toasted our bread for a long soak tonight to approximate, I see. So he cycles every weekend, Julie. God love him. Being that motivated. Although, you know, when I was a kid, I used to love riding my bike. We lived in the city, and so I just rode it everywhere. I used to ride it to the Y every day and work out. That was back when I was an athlete. Where I hurt my knees. Cycling would be fun though. Every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I knew you said like Saturdays and Sundays and more, but I couldn't remember exactly what. That is a lot. Good for him. Seriously, that is a lot of activity. You must have to have good knees though for that kind of cycling, those distances. I always feel like if I pause too long, you guys will just think that the screen is frozen. Yeah, not you. Not me either. Sandy, enjoy your adult beverage. Have a fabulous week. I wish you luck in your kitchen. Yoga is tough, man. Good for you. I'd be proud of myself too. I have like a yoga thing um downstairs, like a oh, what is it? There's a YouTube actually, it's a YouTube channel that I follow. Rest well. So guys, tonight I tried some wavy carnitas street tacos. They're just okay. It is super hard. Yoga's really like to do it right it's very taxing on the muscles. Does anybody else do yoga? I used to do Zumba. Man, I loved that. Yeah, Dave, it is amazingly starting to fall over all the time. Yeah, well, you know what though? I guess you just get up and try again. I don't fall when I do it, but I get close sometimes. Although if my allergies bug me, it doesn't normally the past couple years it hasn't like affected like my nose. Like I'll get sinus headaches, but it messes with my ears, so I get dizzy actually. Um I finally caved in and started taking Claritin this summer because I was just so dizzy. You fall trying to walk. Do you have like your issues? That's another thing that happens with perimenopause too. Although I don't know if you're in perimenopause, but that's another thing that happens with perimenopause too is vertigo. A lot of women get vertigo and have that, kind of problem. I tell you what, estrogen is a crazy, amazing hormone. And when it starts to go away, things get weird. Oh, I inspired you to organize. That's awesome. It feels good. Like, I like walking in this room right now. And I'm excited because I got all of my sewing machines in here and they're all open. So my domestic is open and, oh, I was talking to my girlfriend the other day because, of course, I went to the doctors and about my knees, and it's the whole, well, that's weird, but no answer. And then all my blood work is fine, good, actually, even considering. And I shouldn't say that considering. I mean, it was just good, for, period. But I was like, I begin to feel sometimes like a medical mystery. Like, why is it other people go to the doctor and the doctor says, this is what's wrong with you? I haven't had a doctor be able to do that in like 10 years. And it's so frustrating. But, and some of it, I try to be realistic. Some of it is just being middle aged. Some of it is being overweight. Some of it is a combination of the two. But some of it's just weird crap. How many shelves do you have to organize, Julie? My beverage is gone, everyone. Oh, it's so frustrating because then you start to feel crazy and people start to like treat you like you're a hypochondriac. And you just stop talking about it because nobody wants to hear it. I feel bad. A lot of people with autoimmune diseases too. Not too overwhelming. Still, anytime you take all of anything to organize, it's really, it becomes a pain. But so great when you're done. Yeah, Chris, I feel that. I know what you're talking about. Like you start to bore yourself with your complaints about this hurts or that hurts or what's wrong. But yeah, I had weird gut problems. I had mystery abdominal pain for a long time, and they have never really pinpointed it. Like it feels like chest pains, but they are pretty sure that maybe it's gas because I have a hiatal hernia. I got SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. which is incredibly painful. And I thought by the time doctors saw me, I thought I had stomach cancer, honestly. It was so painful. And then it took them 6 months to diagnose it. So in the course of that, I tore a hiatal hernia. And so now I have this, and they think maybe gas causes it. Oh, finding space. Did you get my yarn hauls? That's right. So multiple hauls. Do you have a mountain of yarn to put away, Diana? I'll be sure when I videotape the room so that you guys can like see it all set up now new, that I will be sure to show you guys the yarn that's going on over here. I was a little horrified, honestly. I felt some shame. Like, there will be no more yarn buying for quite some time. Because I started to feel like I'm hoarding. Oh, 50 to 60 skeins. Wow! Oh, I do not envy you finding space for that. That is a lot of yarn. Good for you, though. I bet you got a good deal. Oh, yeah, definitely show me. No shame in the yarn game, right? I told Julie a couple weeks ago, there's no crying in crochet. What are you talking about? We had a good laugh. We were talking about I should get t-shirts made up that say there's no crying in crochet. Oh, I don't know if I'll get around to doing that, but I should probably. That would be funny. You can get mugs. Did you get like a huge assortment of different types of stuff, Diana? Or did you get like a lot of a few to make like big projects? Here's what I felt bad about when I was going through my yarn. So I found a yarn that I really liked. Everybody knows I like the Colorscapes yarn. And I really liked the Acapulco because I couldn't find the Montreal anymore. And I wanted to make myself something really like cushy and squishy and amazing. And I don't know if it's going to be a sweater or a blanket or whatever. Well, it's not going to be a blanket, like a sweater or a shawl or whatever. It was going to be a wrap or something. Well, or poncho. So I was like, I'm going to get like 12 skeins. I have like 17 skeins because I lost track of how many I bought. So that's not cool. And it's because I had not organized it. So I could not see them. They were not all in the same place. And so, that I was not cool with. Before and after pics. No shame. I'm just like singing. Okay, you gotta get back. You're such a junkie, Julie. That's all right. I fell asleep watching it on my phone the other night. I had my Bluetooth headband on. I was laying in bed and it was on my phone. I woke up the next morning. I had fallen asleep watching it. Yeah, Chris, you've been a little busy. I think you get a pass. 5 to 6 skeins of each. Oh yeah. See, I mean, you've got, and that's the thing. If I had specific things in mind to do with it, it is my fault. I know, but you love that show. If I had specific projects in mind that I knew that I would be using the yarn that I bought for, I think I would feel differently. But I do not. I mean, there's some yarn that I have that I specifically wanted to do, like that Acapulco yarn. I know I'm going to use it for something. I just haven't found the exact project. You're welcome. So actually, if anybody has any like suggestions on a really like cozy, squishy, amazing thing for like chilly wintertime, like mention it in the And Julie Martin, Dave. Yeah, he's heard you are also binging. Mention it in the comments because that would be cool. But and then there's some expression fiber arts yarn that I have specific projects for, but most of this yarn I do not have specific projects for. So that just seems superfluous. Like it's I don't know. Greedy is not the right word, but I think you guys all know what I mean. But yeah, if somebody like has the willpower to like know what they have and buy for that, then that is awesome. I don't blame you, Diana. I think it's good. Pocket shawl wrap is popular right now. I think I might have seen that. I think I've seen a bunch of people making them. I don't think I've seen the actual, just like the pattern yet, though. I was watching Crochet Rossetti earlier today, and she just made up one that is a hooded like pocket shawl wrap thing, which looked really nice too. But she just kind of winged it. So she just explained briefly in her video. So I actually had commented and asked for clarification because that looked like it was could be pretty squishy. Yeah, I have not made any wearables either. Well, I mean shawls, but to me that's kind of different from a. Yeah, definitely check her out. Crochet Rossetti. I love her channel. She's fun. She's what she just produces, man. She comes up with finished objects all the time. I envy her skill and speed. And she cracks me up. Your husband doesn't see you anymore, Julie. Oh no! You have to honor Rebecca and Jack and keep the romance alive. Yeah, hooded. It's sweet. It looked nice. So maybe I'll try that. Well, I was thinking I was gonna try that, but maybe I'll use that Acapulco Colorscapes to try to make that. I do not know what those are, Sandra. You should email me the link or something, and I'll check it out. I know you know my email. All right, you go and enjoy. I'll see you later. I'll talk to you later. Junkie. Let me know about Sunday, too. We can touch base tomorrow. Wanting to try something easy. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I want something easy, but sometimes easy is like it's like a boring stitches. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I messed up my knitting, by the way. That fabulous little washcloth that I was doing and I was making great progress on it. I dropped like 3 stitches and then I picked it up and I was arrogant in my thinking that I was going to be able to remember the way I was supposed to decrease, and I didn't, and I messed it up. Oh. Yeah, blanket yarn using V-stitch. Yeah, it's kind of boring. So, I don't know. I've kind of struggled with that because I don't want to get halfway or 3/4 into a wearable and then be like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to find one that I'm really feel confident that I'm going to like how it looks. It's going to be able to be easily done, but that I'm also going to want to finish because I'm not like so sick and tired of the same stitch 17 million times. Like, I admire people that can do a shawl that's just one stitch. I have a hard time finishing projects like that. I think it's great for people that can like just focus and actually have the willpower to just like power through something like that. I'm not good at it. I'm good at other stuff though. So it's okay. We can't all be good at everything. Next week I'll try to remember to have that wall charm yarn that I bought out so that I can show you guys. It's really pretty. Not a fan of blanket yarn. Yeah, I have a bunch of blanket yarn. And yeah, I need to like use that up because that takes up a lot of space. That's what I'm finding too. It's just like so bulky. I'm not a huge fan of bulky yarn. Like to me, a 4-weight is like a thick yarn. And I know that that's everybody else's kind of base. Well, not everybody, but it seems like most people that seems to be like their norm. For me, that's bulky. So blanket yarn is like it's really something, and it takes up a ton of space. But I want to make yip yips for Christmas. You guys remember yip yips from Sesame Street? Yip 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 yip. Uh huh. Remember those with the big mouth and the ping pong ball eyes? Well, there was a pattern for them, and I want to make them for Christmas stockings to replace our Christmas stockings. I've talked about this before, you guys know. So I'm going to use some of the blanket yarn for that. So I feel good because I'm going to use some of it up. But I bought it all thinking I'm going to make these blankets, and then no, not so much. Oh, just from like the rubbing, or just because it's so thick? Yeah, I mean, how can you go wrong with a yip yip? But I was really proud of myself. Like while I was organizing like my yarn, I found all the yarn for my baby Yoda, and that all went in. It's actually hanging in a bag on the back of the door. So all of baby Yoda is in a bag, in like a project bag, like waiting, ready to go. Thick. Oh, and arthritis. Yeah, I'm starting to get arthritis in my hands, and man, it is no fun at all. Like this, my middle finger, this joint right here. Oh man, sometimes that aches. And the doctor said just take Tylenol. So that's what I'm going to do. For those of you who didn't see my nails, let me show you how cute they are. Look at them with the little stars. Aren't they adorable? I love them. Good night, Tammy. I hope you have a wonderful week. We will see you later. Thank you for coming. Well, I don't know how to do that, hon, so you'll have to just show me, and then I will. Can't open jars. Yeah, I actually have been starting to have some problems with opening jars. And that's weird for me because I always had like really super strong hands. Like I would close things and everybody else in the house couldn't open them. I would have to open everything. And that is just not the way it is anymore at all. Like half the time I have to get Dave to open something. And like when we first met, that was just not ever a thing. I could open anything. Actually, I was better at opening things than most anybody else I knew. I was always the one that everybody handed stuff to. Not anymore. My dad's fingers too. Both of our fingers will get stuck. Like, and you can't move it. You have to like physically move it to like move it. And he said that he talked to his doctor about what it was, and I don't know, it's some sort of tendon, little tears, and I don't know what it is, but what it is getting old. Not really old, middle aged. And it's funny because I think to myself, middle age is really is middle age. I can't imagine how much my fingers are going to hurt by old age. Does anybody else use straws? You know, we try to be pretty environmentally friendly here. I try not to use a lot of paper towels, and, you know, I showed you guys that we try to, like, I make napkins. We don't always remember to use them, but I've made them. But I can't give up my straws. I am a straw person. I use straws at home. I would use straws in coffee if I could, but they don't stand up right in the mugs because they're too short. And then you get like you can buy like the stainless steel straws, but those just bang against your teeth. So those aren't any good. And also, I get grossed out by reusable straws because nobody really cleans their straws, I think, the way that they should be cleaned. You use metal straws? How do you clean the inside of them? Now, I know that a lot of times they will send them with the little brush, but the brush either falls apart or I lose it. And then I can't clean the inside of my straws. And do they bang your teeth? Deborah, you need to school me on how to use them properly so that I don't get skeeved out then. I did find compostable straws, and they weren't the paper ones. I don't know what they were made of. Oh, you just get like regular pipe cleaners? Well, shit. I should have thought of that. I have pipe cleaners. I always think of the, you know, like the, where it's like the little brush. It's like the bottle brushes they give you, but like the little ones, you know? Those things, they fall apart. Yeah, I'm a straw pro. I think straws are an important thing in my life anyway. I'll have to give serious consideration to trying metal straws again and just make sure I have pipe cleaners. Dave would probably appreciate that. Dave is more environmentally like conscious than I am. Like I try to be smart about it, and I think I do better than most people, but he's like very much so. And that's not a bad thing. Yeah, paper straws too, they just get soggy. Paper ones are even worse than metal ones for me, at least my experience with metal ones. Well, I want the post office to be funded, so I'm okay with the post office being funded. What I'm upset about um, are the other types of things that have been funded with COVID relief money. I'm a little tired of giant corporations that make billions of dollars in profit telling us that we should think ahead. And within 2 weeks of an emergency, they got their hands out looking for a bailout again. You know, and they made, $75 billion in profit. Not even gross, like profit last quarter. But, they need our money. Did I call you a hippie? You're a little bit crunchy granola, but that's okay. Guys, I'm wearing my Pentatonic shirt tonight. Love Pentatonics. They came out with a new original song this week. It's fabulous. You call me a hippie. Crack me up, Dave. I'll be glad when this year is over, guys, huh? You guys too? I think we all need a reboot. Hendrix is groovy. Hendrix is groovy. Stevie Ray Vaughan was groovy too. The regular plastic ones they'll take. See, I think our recycle didn't take them. Our town is weird. We have to separate all of we have like glass, aluminum, steel, paper, cardboard, plastic, and we have to separate all of it. And then the regular trash. Dave goes to the dump. He's got like 6 or 7 different trash cans. And we have this, we're in a town of 4,000 people. It's like the teeniest little damn recycling center. I wonder if it's more common to go to the dump or to have trash pickup. This is probably not all that exciting a topic for you guys, though, huh? The dump. And does anybody call it the dump anymore? It's always been the dump, like, I guess in my family. All in one bin. Oh, I envy you with the all in one bin, man. Oh. And poor Dave, I mean, he envies you even more because he takes it down into the basement because all of it goes, except for the paper and the cardboard, that stays out. We put those in something else. But all of it goes into one container, and then he goes downstairs and he sorts it. And that is his least favorite thing in the world. Big bin, and they pick it up. Our little town, unfortunately, makes us separate. Yeah, so Dave, sorting it is awful, but he likes going to the dump. The guy at the dump is really nice too, the attendant. I don't remember his name. It might be Dave. Is it also Dave? But he's a nice guy. He gets to know you. Dennis, that's what it is. I knew it was a D. Dennis. Dennis, the dump guy. He's nice. But then there's another guy there, and he's cranky. He's like the curmudgeon at the dump, and you don't want to have to deal with him. So you just avoid him. And he really doesn't want to talk to anybody anyway, so it's not hard to avoid him. Little place people. Oh, we have one of those too. It's the swap shop, they call it. So like if you have donation stuff, you can bring it in. And they don't take everything, but they'll take quite a bit of stuff. And you can bring it in, and there's like certain days that you can drop off, or ways or something that you can drop off, but you can go in there and just browse, and everything is free. So it's actually, they have some interesting stuff. It's wicked tiny because the town is tiny, but the grumpy dude at the dump is also named Dennis. So we have two men named Dennis who work at our dump, and one of them is grumpy. A lot of garden stuff. Yeah, it's really interesting because like I went in there one day and they had like a whole set of perfectly nice glasses. And like for a young couple starting out or whatever, like that would be a really good resource. Some dishes, some silverware. I mean, let's face it, most people starting out, you don't need dishes for 8. If you have 2 people over for dinner, that's probably a big deal when you're first starting out. You know what I mean? Like, your father and brother are named Dennis Ball. Hopefully they're not the grumpy and not grumpy guys at the dump.
I had to come up.
Oh, Dave has to show you.
I had to come up because Dennis gave us this.
Dennis from the dump saw this, right? And he said to Dave,
dump junk.
It was not in the trash. Let me just hold on. Let me just tell you, this was not in the trash, but isn't it cool? So somebody had put it on, no, Dave says hi. So somebody had put it on like the edge where you can put the stuff. And Dave was dropping off, and nice Dennis picked it up and said, everybody wants one of these. And Dave took one look at it, my Dave, and said, actually, I think my wife would like that, and took it. And Dennis from the dump was like, well, there's no accounting for taste. So he gives it to us. So it sits in our living room. I cleaned it up and put it in the living room. I liked it. But yeah, Dennis from the dump gave us that. He thought he was being funny, and Dave was like, actually, I think my wife would like that. And I do. No dumpster diving there. They don't let you do that. I remember you could get, back in the day, like when I was a kid and stuff, my stepfather used to go dump picking all the time. And that was like literally what he would call it. Like Saturday morning was devoted to dump picking. And he would find some stuff, man. And he would come home and he would have like 6 bolts, like nuts and bolts in his hands. And it was like he had found a treasure. It was hysterical. Him and his dump diving. But yeah, they don't let you do that anymore because you throw all your stuff right into the compactor. Unless it's like that kind of stuff, in which case, if it's not like broken trash, people will kind of line it up, and if you want it, you can take it. But most of the time, they just throw it in a big open dumpster. His cameo. All right, guys. I should probably start wrapping it up. I've been on here for an hour 35. It's getting late my time, 10:30. And much like Julie, I'm going through some This Is Us withdrawal. I only got like 15 minutes in tonight. Isn't that awful? I don't know what I'm going to do when I catch up to the end of the season, and then I guess I got to wait. I hope it's still on. Is it still even an active show? I hope so. It's a good show. Well, all right, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm not sure who's left. I know Chris is in here, Diana. Chris, I'm thinking of you. I hope everybody sends you good juju. Diana, you'll have to let me know if you find room for all that yarn. You're welcome. Maybe I'll put you together a little Pamper Me pack and send it over to you with some nails and a face mask, and you can have a little tubby or something. Oh, hi, Sandra. I didn't see that you were still here. You're welcome. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have good luck with your true boo. Oh, let me know how it goes, whatever you make. All right, guys, I will see you next Friday. I will try to get out a video sometime during the week this week. I don't know what it'll be about, but we'll find it. Boo-hoo! All right, goodbye, guys. I will talk with you soon. Be well. Wear your masks, okay?